What is going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. For those that have stuck around, I know that this channel has been kind of all over the place. We've done some footage shots, we've done some random stuff here and there, we've done shots at the gym, we've done walk and talk. All of it together as a whole on this YouTube channel, I know does not have any organization like a lot of these YouTubers do. We've got lens reviews, we've got a little bit of everything coming from all corners. And I know that I kind of need to tailor this page a little better so you guys can find what you are looking for. Maybe there are some questions that maybe with a little bit more structure, then you can get those answers that you were looking for. I did want to kind of touch on a few little things that I have learned through the years, kind of a little crash course on things. Whether it be your lenses that you use, the camera that you use, how you use it. Are you a photographer? Are you a videographer? Are you an aspiring filmmaker and you just want to tell stories with your friends? Maybe you want to be a big time filmmaker. Maybe you want to go to film school. Who knows? But with this channel, I just want to make a little bit of a structure. I wanted to talk today a little bit about the lenses that are in my kit for those that seem to give two cares about what's in my kit. Not that anybody does except for me, and there'll probably be a new lens in there tomorrow. I could talk all day, but without further ado, let's talk a little bit about what's in my kit. First up, we have the Tamron 28 to 70, I believe. Yeah, 28 to 75. And as you can see, that a ND filter practically lives on this. Also, I'd like to also keep the mist filter on it as well. Every photographer or videographer's kit should have a zoom lens of some sort, whether usually typically around the range of 24 to 70. It covers wide angle, it covers close up, even a little telephoto. Some of your cameras you can punch in even a little closer than 70, 75. If you do not have a telephoto lens, a 100 to 300, 24 to 70, 75 is very versatile for everything that you're looking to get. Close-up shots of the wedding rings, the marriage license. If you want to get up to close to somebody, and get the reaction without having to be right up in their face, a zoom lens is good for that. I have the Tamron, as I said. They have the Sony G Master, which is what a lot of people seek after for those that are Sony shooters on native Sony cameras, and they are amazing. G Masters are amazing, but if you cannot hash out that much money at the time and you're looking to get things going and cover several different focal lengths, a zoom lens is very necessary. I will say that. And that being said, let's get into the third-party realm of things. Instead of getting Sony, we have Sigma, we have Tamron, we have Viltrox. We've got so many different. We got Suray, which makes amazing glass. Rokinon. That's actually what we'll jump into the next one, which is my third-party lens. It's Viltrox. And it was extremely cheap. So let's go ahead and whip that bad boy out. I just showed you the Tamron and how important a zoom lens can be in your kit and why you would want to have that in your kit. And I want to show you a little lens that I picked up. A lot of people love their nifty 50s, and there's so many different 50 millimeters that you can go for. I seen this Viltrox lens, this Viltrox 50 millimeter, and it goes down all the way to 2.0. So in low light, it's great. For 50 millimeter being 2.0 f-stop, that's great. I got it because it was so cheap. I did just want to see what it would look like on a full frame on the FX3, which seems kind of crazy putting a super cheap lens on a super expensive camera, but that's what we did. And like I said, with this page not being very structured, I don't give a deep dive into the lenses and the sharpness of them. They can very easily be found by somebody else that did it. I know it just makes me sound lazy. But yeah, this Viltrox right here, I don't even know if I can show it because if it'll pick up focus, because it is so little. It is a little bitty, I think they even called it the Air, I believe. I don't even think they could get it in focus. It's so little. It's so little. It's so versatile. There we go, a little bit of focus. But this little Viltrox here is amazing on a gimbal. It's like it's not even there. I even have a Rokinon 35, like a little pancake. I don't have it with me because I have the 35 on here now, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But this 50 millimeter by Viltrox is very affordable. If you have an E-mount camera, an older Sony, maybe even if it's a crop sensor, maybe even put a 50 on it. Maybe it'll make it 60 something around focal length. But yeah, you can get this Viltrox, and Viltrox, I'm not hating on it. They have been constantly pumping out some amazing equipment as years pass, and adapters and stuff like that. So yeah, cheers to the 50. It's affordable. Okay, scoop it up. Just throw it in your bag. It'll be nice to have. Before I dig any further in my mystery bag of goodies, that is my camera bag, which actually, since we're going to talk about my camera bag, I don't have a fancy camera bag. I used to have one off Amazon that had all the compartments and stuff like that. I don't have any of the fancy Polar Pro stuff. That's neat. That's cool. When you pull up to a set, look what I got. You know, I don't have that. What I do have is a pretty sweet Nike duffel bag. You know, the zippers don't stick, and it's got a lot of space. I got even a little bit of space to store some clothes in there for when I'm on my road. But the duffel bag, I've got the empty duffel bag, and what I did was I ordered some camera slots from Wolfpack, which actually specializes in backpacks and storing food on the road. But I actually bought some inserts from them. They were on sale. I don't know if they're still on sale or not. And inside the duffel bag looks super neat. The camera with the V-mount fits in there perfectly with the handle and the microphone. And I still have room for 3-4 lenses, my MacBook, and more. So yeah, that's pretty cool. But since I'm digging, and since we're on the topic of 50 millimeter lengths, this is what I still consider my pride and joy. I just wish it was easier to work with. I have the Suray, which shout out to Suray. They make amazing glass. They never fail. Some of it's clinical, some of it's got character. Just check into what you're looking for before you get it. They even sent me a message before I purchased this lens to make sure that I got the flare that I was hoping to get. And I thought that was pretty cool that they took the time to make sure you're spending this much money on a lens that you are getting what you get. So this piece of glass right here, it is anamorphic. And some people say that 1.3x, 1.33x is not enough of a squeeze when you run an anamorphic. And some people say that 1.5 and up is too anamorphic. Some people say that 2 is cinema, 2x squeeze is cinema, and it covers a big format. But also, I mean, we live in the age where people look at everything on their phones tallways. It's like they don't even take the time to look at the video that you made, because nothing is horizontal anymore. Everything's vertical. Personally, I'm not a fan. But since we're here, and since we're talking about 50 millimeter, and we just got off the topic of a 50 millimeter Viltrox, the F 2.0, which is incredible, by the way. I have the Suray 50 millimeter. See the 50 millimeter T 2.9. See, I got a close-up diopter on there. T 2.9 50 millimeter anamorphic lens by Suray. And the reason why I love it, other than it feels good in my hands, is that the weight is incredible. It's wrapped in carbon fiber. It's anamorphic. It's a 1.6x squeeze. So across the frame, it's absolutely beautiful. It sucks that I can't shoot FX3 in crop sensor mode, because that's what I wanted to use it for. But still, even on a 16:9 sensor, this Suray T2.9, when it hits a light coming through a window or the sun or a headlight, the streaks, the flares are beautiful. We already know. Do I even need to go into it? This stays on my kit, stays in my bag, and I do have a manual follow focus. I also do have a LiDAR follow focus from PD Movie. I didn't do the DJI route. I almost did. But this actually pairs pretty well with that LiDAR when you have it calibrated properly. You can even do it with the diopter on it because these lenses have a 3-foot minimum focus distance. That kind of sucks too for if you want close-ups, but you also can make sure that you're in focus. It's all calibrated. You can always crop. It's 4K. You're good. So yeah, this is definitely one in my kit. Check out Sue-Ray. They actually, I think last time I looked, they had these on sale, which I paid like $8.99. They're now $4.99. Just my luck. But it's an amazing piece. You can actually buy the whole set for a little bit more than what I bought one for back when they first came out. So yeah. One of the things that I've rambled on about so far, I've talked about the importance of needing a zoom lens in your kit. It is important for covering several different focal lengths. It is good for video and photo. I have talked about using third-party lenses. Third-party lenses can be helpful and affordable whenever you're in a pinch. Maybe you just want to try out a different focal length, don't want to spend a bunch of money, but you want to kind of see if it's a focal length that would fit into your film or your project. Go ahead, buy you a cheap one, treat yourself, see how it works. Yeah, so we got zoom lens, third-party lenses. I even talked a little bit briefly about the anamorphic lens. Anamorphics are amazing. Know how to use them. Practice manual focus when you can, because that's what the pros do anyways. So we've got zoom lens, third party, anamorphic. Now I'm going to go through a speed round of random things I find in my bag. Things that you might need, some things that you definitely need. And yeah, let's see. I get them all set on the table here. Oh yeah, first things first. You want to have accurate colors in all of your videos. So invest in something they call a gray card. A gray card. It's as simple as it sounds. And a color checker. Mine looks beat to hell because it is. It's been all over the place. It's been on sets. When you are trying to get accurate colors and you don't want something to look off, you want something to look pleasing, a gray card will help you. It'll help you get your exposure right. It'll help you get your colors right. So get a gray card. They have cheap ones. They have small ones. Even get something like a gray bracelet to keep on you to make sure that you are getting accurate colors when it calls for accurate colors. Okay, so now we've got a color checker. This also is mandatory. I shouldn't even have to say it. You should already be this far in your videographer career that you know what these are. Carry ND filters on you. Carry polarizers, carry ND filters. My suggestion is to get the biggest one that you can find. Yes, it's going to be the most expensive, but it will fit on the biggest lens that you own. So if you have an 82 millimeter lens, get you an 82 millimeter ND filter. Then you get what's called step-up rings or step-down rings to work on your smaller lenses. Can't quite put a small ND filter that was $20 on a big lens. It just wouldn't look right. So get you some ND filters, get you a gray card for accurate colors. And what is this we have here? Okay, this is just for fun. Owning a camera's fun. You can add so many things to it. You can take so many things off. You can put it on a gimbal. You can put it on a tripod. You can put it on a dang drone for all I care. These are really handy. This is the NATO version. On the side of your camera or your camera cage or however you set up your camera, chances are you have a bunch of screw holes. They make handles with screws. They make handles for the NATO rail, an attachment for the side. Pick your preference. Better stability, better videos. Go get you a handle. Get you a top handle, side handle. Get you one of them big fancy rings if you want. Okay, and finally, I'll talk about this just because it's here and I already have it out, and yeah, it'll maybe spark a little creativity in you. So I've always had a fascination with things that are older, and they tell stories, and they've been a lot of places, and if they're not too beat up and in good condition, that's pretty cool that they've been a lot of places and they're not totally thrashed or destroyed or demolished. Me myself, I love going thrift stores, I love going to old bookstores, I love going to old small towns, and when I do that, I often stumble across a diamond in the rough. You never know what you're going to find. At a thrift store, you might find a G Master $2,000 lens that's absolutely brand new. Somebody's grandma got rid of it. They didn't know what they did. They threw away little Timmy's lens, and he was just getting into photography in the 5th grade. Sorry, Timmy. But when I go to these little thrift stores and I go to these little bookstores, I find these things. I don't even know if they're any use to me, but you know, if they don't break the bank, I go ahead and I give them a try. I don't own any specific 135 millimeter lenses per se, but when I stumbled across a bookstore in an old small town, I found this lens. I had no idea if I had any use for it, or even if they made mounts or adapters for it. But I gave it a go. Forgot, maybe it was like 10 or 12 bucks. I have a 135 millimeter. This thing is built like a tank. They used to make things better back then. You're not going to change my mind. I didn't know if I could use this or not, but I bought it anyways. If anything, it'd make a good paperweight on my desk. They did make an adapter for it. Well, I'll be a son of a gun. And so, with said adapter and with the 135 lens, I now can pop this 135 on if I may ever need it. Might never need it. You never know. Also, on the adapter, I have a little end to hold one of my caps. Great card. But just get out and go out and look. Go try and spark some creativity. I know we try and steal ideas from things we've already seen. It's hard to come up with an idea of your own, but it's possible. So thank you guys for taking the time to listen to me talk about all this nonsense that's in my kit. There is a lot more, and I'll share a lot more. But just wanted to show you a little bit of what I got going on in the bag. For you guys that do stick around and watch these videos, I appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe. If you want to, it's up to you. But I appreciate you taking the time watching, and hopefully I can make something impactful that you'll want to keep coming back watching over and over. See ya. I am by no means a professional cinematographer, as much as I would like to be. But that doesn't mean that I don't go out and get better at it with every passing day. Sure, I might shoot some nonsense. I might shoot a rabbit that just ran out of the bushes. I might shoot a guy down the street trying to learn how to ride a unicycle. I don't know what I'm going to shoot on the day that I wake up unless it is a planned shoot. But what I do know is at least once every day, I will get out my camera and I will shoot something, anything. I will mess with settings. I will make sure that I got better than I did the day before. And you can do the same thing with whatever it is you do. Drawing, knitting, gymnastics. If you get out and practice just a little bit a day, you will get better than you was the day before.